morning, cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. All right, guys, today is Thursday, September the 8th, 2022. And let's just get right into this on a scale of 1 to 10. You know what? I'm going to have to give this one a 7. It was solid. All right, let's go right into it. First of all, Jack, whose daddy are you? Like, wait a minute. He walks up to Phyllis because Phyllis is like, "Hey, Jack, it's a beautiful day." I said, "Phyllis, don't be like that." Because you know Phyllis my girl. But you being petty. It's a beautiful day. And he like, "Did they add a little something in that coffee?" She said, "No, it's all Phyllis." And he was like, "Oh, what? Some more articles coming out about Diane or whatever." And she said, "I didn't do that to Diane. It's not my fault she was sitting there yapping with Talia or whatever." He said, "When I asked you, did you do this? You said no." I said, "Well, Dad, who daddy are you?" Because he went to going in on Phyllis like you should not, if you're doing these articles or whatever, shame on you. And I'm paraphrasing or whatever, but this is what I heard. He told her, "Shame on you for doing these articles, and I can't believe you did this or whatever, and when are you going to let it go," and all that kind of stuff. And Phyllis said, "What I'm trying to what I'm confused about is how you acting towards Diane. Like, so you just don't let everything go and everything she's done to everybody go and whatever. And you forgiving her, you her knight in shining armor." Y'all know I'm paraphrasing. And then Nikki sees this because she come into society because that's where they are, y'all. So Nikki comes in and she's like, "Well, wait a minute, Jack. You sure do seem to be defending Diane a lot or whatever." And he says, "Y'all two need to grow up." I'm paraphrasing. "Y'all two need to grow up. The woman hasn't done anything wrong. Kyle wanted her back in his life. He wants her here or whatever. And I'm going to support Kyle's decision. You need to stop lying, Jack. Stop lying, acting like this is Kyle's decision. If you want to be with Diane, be with Diane. And Phyllis, please move on. Please move on from Jack." Like, oh, child. But Nikki, anyways, Jack ended up leaving and they like, "Bye, Jack. Bye." And so when Jack ends up leaving, Phyllis and Nikki talking, she says, "Now who you think killed the articles?" And they said, "We don't know." They said, but Nikki says, "Listen, well, I got a plan." And she sips her coffee. And so then Phyllis sipped her coffee and she said, "Well, what is it, girl?" And Nikki says, "I'm gonna go to Deacon Sharp." And I said, "What?" Yes, I have. Okay, y'all. So I've tried to stop reading spoilers, right? Because I want to see this as it happens. Because sometimes I'll read a spoiler and I'll be like, "Ugh, I don't want to see that." So I'm trying to not to read the spoilers so that I can still be intrigued and want to see it. So Nikki's like, "I'm gonna go to Deacon Sharp or whatever." And Phyllis said, "Are you sure?" Because she said, "Here's the reason that you almost went to prison." And they told Jack that, and he said, "But it didn't happen." Jack, go on. But anyways, and she says yes, because she said if Talia thinks that if they get enough juice about the editor for her editor, like from Deacon Sharp, that he'll go ahead and print the story. I said, what y'all need to be finding out is who deaded the story. That's where y'all need to go. I can't wait to what you call it comes on here. Because I can't think of his name, but he was like, "You don't you think it's I think his name is Trevor." I can't think of the person who told me in the comments, but he was like, "Don't you think Trevor is gonna be the person who did it, Diane's story?" He thinks that's who it is, or she thinks, because I can't remember who it was who told me that. But anyways, I said, "Oh, I forgot about they were supposed to be coming on," and I haven't been reading the spoilers and anything to see what role they're going to be playing. I want it all to be up in the air, because Young and the Restless has a few new people coming on. Child, we go to Imani, Lily, and Billy, and they're getting ready for this meeting or whatever. And they say, "Okay, we're gonna have this meeting." They ask Imani about her mom and all that. She gives them an update, and they said, "All right, Nate's gonna be here." And she says, "Oh, that's good to hear. Get your trifling butt on." So then we see Nate and Elana, and Nate said Nate is in a good mood. He's like, "I'm finna make a big statement." Now Elana is me, and Elana is doing what she should do. Your cousin Devon has already told he already got a problem with you doing these big statements and all that, Nate. Why would you do this? And he says, you should be supportive, and I need someone, he wants somebody who support him, and he feels like he should go for it. And she says, "I wonder where you got that advice," or whatever. And she says, "Devon already told you he feels like you overstepping. She said, I don't think this is going to be a good move. I don't think you're seeing this how Devon is going to see this. And he was like, it's going to be all fine. And he just like, money, Elana, you don't support me and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to talk about them anymore because honestly, Nate is getting on my last nerve. Go back to medicine. Go back to medicine where you could be the head honcho or whatever, because you don't like to follow directions and you don't like to have a superior over you, because that's what I'm getting from this. I gather from this that you want, oh, my ideas are great, so let's go with it. You are the COO, not the CEO, sir. Like, you are the COO, not the CEO. You're supposed to give the CEO ideas, and the CEO tells you yes or no, and then you move according to them. You don't go off on your own and do what you want to do. And this is why you're gonna have an issue with Devon, and you're probably gonna end up getting fired because he wants to do this music festival behind Devon's back. Y'all, okay, we're gonna talk about it later. So then they all get into the meeting, and Nate is on fire. He's doing really well in this meeting. They were like, okay, Nate. And then Imani gonna lean over and talk about, I see you got something up your sleeves. I could see them wheels turning. He said, I might get your, oh, Lord have mercy. And so then Billy and Lily talking, she said Nate was on fire. Like, it was a positive meeting, no negativity. It felt good. And he said, yeah. And then he tells her about maybe letting Chelsea hang out with Johnny, and she says, well, coming from my past, I think it'd be a good idea, so Johnny can start getting acquainted with Chelsea, so that y'all, when y'all tell him, Chelsea is his mom, y'all can. And he just puts it in perspective for Lily, that Chelsea's lost a lot. She lost Ray. She gave up her job at Finmore. She lost the podcast. Like, she's lost a lot this year and everything. So they're there to support her. Anyways, so then Imani and Nate talk, and he says, yeah, I got something on the horizon or whatever. And she's like, do I need to, can you tell me about it? He trying to keep it hush hush for right now, whatever. And she's like, okay. And I see, oh. And so then we see Elana was still at Crimson Lights. I said, girl, you've been there for a long time. But she was still at Crimson Lights or whatever, and Imani was there. And she tells Imani, how's everything going with your mom and everything. And she says, everything is good. And then she says, I just had a meeting with with Nate and everything. And she said it went really well. And she said, oh, well, I'm glad. And Imani was like, well, I was surprised that you were glad, because he did tell me you wanted him to quit. And Elana says, are you surprised by that, or do you want me to know the fact that oh no, Elana said something like, oh, he told you. She said, is that a problem? And Elana was like, no, if I feel like you want it to be a problem, that he told me, that he for me, that he told you. She said, but I see you, Imani. I see what you're trying to do, and you need to stop. And Imani was like, I ain't trying to do anything, girl. And I said, girl, shut that up. You know what you trying to do. Now let's call a spade a spade. You trying, like, Nate and Elana are not married, but they are in a committed relationship. He is living with this woman or whatever. But Nate's so darn silly. He act like he don't see this or whatever. But anyways, Elana says, I got your number. I see you, girl, for who you are, whatever. And let's move on, because then we see that Nate, because she says, she tells Imani, you're going to get him fired. And he has his whole situation going with his cousins and all them, and you wanted him to go throw this music festival. You're going to mess up his family relationship, as well as get him fired and everything. She said, you just want him to go back to medicine and all that. And she says, but he's going to do the music festival. Okay. And that was it with them, y'all. I got to move on. And so then Nate is he calling people, and he's like, yeah, it's a go for the music festival. He said, I know it could be like, they could lose a lot of money if it doesn't go well. He said, but I'm betting that it will go tremendously well. Like, everything is going to pan out. And I said, Nate, you have never done a music festival. You don't work with music. Ooh, child. We're going to see. So then they trying to do Finmore and everything. Marchetti are trying to do their launch for their new collection, and Tessa is bombing. And the photographer, she not friendly. And I said, wait a minute, y'all paying this photographer, not the other way around. Y'all need to tell her you got to fix your attitude, or we could bring somebody else in here. But I guess this photographer is the best because they dealing with it or whatever. And but Tessa is doing horrible. And then Adam comes up, right? Because he is the co-CEO of Jabot, and Marchetti is under Jabot, so that is his business. And so Summer tries to tell Adam, they got it because he was making Tessa nervous now. But it's nobody's fault. Tessa was bombing at this. But and so, anyways, Adam and because she tells him politely to leave, and Adam is just like, I have a right to be here, and I just want to Adam wasn't even coming on some other type of a vibe or whatever. He was really just seeing how it was going. And then Kyle gonna jump out in his, I can't stand Kyle. Kyle gonna jump out of, Jad hired you as a favor. You're a charity case and all that kind of stuff. You just mad because he took your position as CEO, but you wanted to be over Marchetti and all that. So be over Marchetti, and at the end of the day, you're upset because because Nick, because Adam can say something about Marchetti because it's under Jabot. So you could be mad all you want to, but it is what it is. And so then they get back to it, and Mariah talks to Tessa, and Tessa ends up turning the photo shoot out, and it's better. And so then, oops, I did not mean to put in Adam. That was supposed to be Summer. My bad, y'all. But they go and talk or whatever, and they just say how happy they are with how the photo shoot turned out. And Chelsea hears it because they said, oh, that designer Chelsea got, oh my gosh, he's doing such a good job. Now Chelsea's upset because she done talked to her mama, and she done told her mama, Adam said, no, I can't come with Connor, so I can't come. And her mama was like, so what you about to do with your life or whatever? She was like, mama, I don't have time for this. And so then, but Billy hits Chelsea up with a text message, and so she goes to the rooftop and everything, and they spend the day with Billy and Johnny and Connor and Chelsea. And he's just asking her how she's doing, so I guess they're gonna pick that up tomorrow or whatever. And so then Adam and Diane speak or whatever, and they just agree to be allies because she says, I saw what happened with Kyle, I'm really sorry about that, because Adam wasn't really on bad vibes. He was really trying to just come and do his job. And she says, I know how it is because she said Phyllis saw that Grand Phoenix and everything, so she could come over here and make my life miserable. And he was like, so anyways, that's all it was really today. On the Young and the Restless, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for the final episode of the week with Young and the Restless. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.